Welcome to Introduction to Programming. I'm your professor, Jocelyn Richard. How is programming impacting your everyday life? Well, right now you are watching this class online and using many different software programs in order to do that. I used Camtasia to record it. I used YouTube to upload it to the web, and you're using Canvas to access it. And your phone is full of programs. Your car is full of programs now. Software programs are running everywhere in your life. For this class, we're going to learn how to program in JavaScript. JavaScript is an interpreted language with a set of keywords and operations, and they get translated into machine language so that the computer can execute it. JavaScript has interpreters that are built into other applications. For example, your web browser has a JavaScript interpreter, so you can put code that is run by your web browser. We're going to use Chrome for this class. The editor that we're going to use for this class also has a JavaScript interpreter, and that editor we're going to use is Atom. Now, the computer doesn't have any intuitive knowledge about what you want it to do. Doesn't have any checks to make sure what you asked it to do makes sense. The computer will do exactly what you tell it to do. So let's look at an activity. It's a little more fun in the classroom, but we'll have to do it online because this course is asynchronous. So our activity is to write instructions for preparing a bowl of cereal. And here are the set of instructions that the computer understands. The computer understands open, close, and pour. So you're going to need something for the computer to open or close or pour. And so the other commands are get the cereal. So if you get the cereal, then you'll be able to open the cereal. If you get the milk, you'll be able to open the milk. There's a command to pause for 2 seconds. So the computer just freezes and waits 2 seconds. And then it also has a couple of instructions for setting things down. One is to just set it down, and the other is to set it down in the location where things are going to be poured. So if you look at these instructions, pause the video right now and try to come up with a list of instructions that this computer, who understands these instructions, can prepare a bowl of cereal. Really, pause your video and try it. Well, here's an example of instructions that we're going to give it a try. So the instructions are to get the cereal, open, well, you have the cereal, so you should open the cereal. Then get the bowl, set it down in the pouring location, pour, close, so I guess that's supposed to be for the cereal, and then set down whatever you have in your hand. Then you're going to get the milk and open that and pour it and close it and set that down. Now, if you gave those instructions to a 10-year-old child, you'd probably get a bowl of cereal, right? What do you think the computer is going to do? Well, my son helped me record a video where I'm the computer, and that is coming up next. Okay, I'm ready to follow the instructions for preparing a bowl of cereal. I'm the computer. These are the things that are required for preparing the cereal. I have my milk, my cereal, my bowl, and then this here is the place to pour just in case there are any accidents. So the first step was to get the cereal. Okay, I got the cereal. The next step says open. I'm going to open the cereal. Okay. The next step says get the bowl. Okay. Okay. And then it says set down in the pouring location. Then it says pour. open, pour, close, and set down. How'd we do? Are you ready for your bowl of cereal? Okay, that's good. Thanks, Jacob. So I like to ask my class, how many students have written programs before? And I'll get a few. There are students who need to get the credit for the programming class, may have had some programming experience, and just want to take Intro to Programming to fulfill a requirement and to just solidify the information. You have to be a little careful if you're one of those students, because we move slowly in this class because it's an introduction class, and you don't want to stop paying attention and then all of a sudden be behind. So be careful to keep up, even if you do know how to program. The next question I like to ask is, how many of you have used File Manager? You can get away with using your Mac without actually using the file system. If you use Windows, unless you're downloading and installing things, you really don't have to care about the File Manager. But in this class you do. We're going to have to use that File Manager or the Mac Finder and manage our files on the computer. So we're going to go through that part a little bit slowly, and if you have any confusion at all, because if you've never used it before it won't seem like I'm going through it slowly, then please ask for help. And then the last question I like to ask is, how many of you have used a text editor? And generally, only those who have programmed have used that text editor. Maybe a few have used Notepad. So if you feel like you don't have any of this experience, it's okay. This is an introductory course and there are no prerequisites, so we do start with the basics. So our course description is solving problems using computer programming, input, output, user interface, objects, events, flow of control, functions, and arrays. The point of the course is to be able to use programming to solve problems. This course is going to use the fundamental programming skills in the JavaScript language. This course is not going to show you every way you could possibly use JavaScript. JavaScript has a lot of different ways to do things. It's a language that has evolved, and we're not going to, for example, look at every different way you could define a function. We're going to pick one way of defining a function and use that. And there are many other things in the JavaScript language that are similar, so don't expect that you will know everything about JavaScript when you are done with this class. Now, JavaScript also has a plethora of libraries that you can use with the language. We are not going to learn every library that's written in JavaScript and publicly available. I have chosen just a couple of libraries to hopefully make the class fun and interesting to learn how to program. And we're going to do that with some graphics and some animations. I hope that you'll enjoy that.